So welcome to a new era in tastings here at Bellangelo. It used to be that you'd arrive at the winery without an appointment, walk on up the stairs or go up the ramp, and see the expansive and beautiful views of Seneca Lake from our classic tasting room. In the midst of everything that's happened, our reduction of the number of people that can be in the tasting room, and an entirely new approach to sanitation and keeping folks healthy, we've converted what used to be our events room, where we would do corporate events and small weddings, into where we will currently be doing our seated tastings. As you arrive at the winery and enter the events room, we're going to ask you to wait a moment so that you can be seated in a table that has been sanitized and prepared for you. We're going to make sure that we've got just some background contact tracing information in case somebody ends up sick, we can get a hold of you. And at that point, we're going to be able to move you into your tasting. Now, I'm excited about what we've done. We produce a lot of different wines here at Bellangelo, and I wanted to make sure that we had a way for you to experience your favorite niche of products. And so we've devised several different flights of tastings. We have our Riesling experience tasting, where you get a chance to try a number of different styles and approaches and vintages of Riesling. We have our dry wine flight, where we take a selection of whites and reds and introduce you to some of our really delicious and high-scoring dry wines. We have our sweet wine flight, where we kind of indulge in the sweetness with some native-based grapes that are really juicy, and some other styles, including a Riesling that's got some nice sweetness to it. And then we have our road less traveled flight. And this one's exciting because what we're doing is exploring the different varietals and the different techniques that we work with here at Bellangelo that either A, aren't common in the world of wine, or B, not common in this region. And that includes wines like our Chenin Blanc and some sparkling wines as well. So after you've placed your order, in terms of what flight you want to do, your server will bring over 6 small beakers with the flight in the order it should go in. At this point, they'll check in on you and explain whatever wine you're tasting, answer any questions you have, but you also have the option of scanning the QR code on the menu that is relating to that specific flight. On that menu, you'll actually have the chance to watch videos where I kind of curate those tastings of those wines with you, explaining how I make them, where they come from, what's unique about those sites, or what's unique about the vinification process. So it's really your choice at this point which way you want to go. And as far as timing, it's pretty self-guided. Feel comfortable, enjoy it. It's tense still for a lot of folks just venturing out at the beginning of this process. And we want this to be a chance for you to relax. So once you have your wine, feel free to pour it right in your glass. All of the beakers are sterilized beforehand. You're getting something clean, and we've chosen to do it this way so we don't risk just that potential of contamination of a bottle hitting someone else's glass. You'll have your wine, and instead of the standard water bottle and spittoon on the table, we've opted to provide guests with their own bottle of water and a cup. So if you are driving or you're tasting at a number of different wineries and you're watching how much you're consuming, it's a good way to monitor that. So we can go ahead and taste the wines. Delicious. We spit in there, we're reducing the amount of splashing, of sharing, of potential sites for transmission. And then when we're done, we've got a central point where we can actually dump these cups where no one is actually touching it at all throughout the entire tasting. So I hope you enjoy it. This is a new approach, and we've taken things to a much deeper level. So for example, because we can't necessarily be with you tasting lots of different wines or guiding where your tasting's going, because we have these set flights, we've gone the extra step of providing QR codes on every single wine in the winery. Taking your smartphone up to it, scanning it with the camera and clicking on the link that pops up will take you to a web page for that wine where I have an interactive tasting video and we provide additional information on it. For example, the sites, the vinification, maybe some awards or high scores that wine has received. So we've done remarkable work here and we have thought through almost everything to try and keep you safe, to try and provide an elevated, exceptional tasting, and to try and match the caliber of the quality of what we're trying to do in the cellar. We're always open to improvements. If you have questions, please let us know, and any suggestions, we'll take those to heart.